Ladies, let me tell you something that might shock you. Men are out here wanting things they will never say to your face. Not because they don't trust you, but because they don't know how to say it. And if you've ever wondered why a man pulls back, why he doesn't open up, or why he looks for something he feels is missing, it's because of this right here. Today, I'm about to break down the 5 positions every man secretly craves, but most women don't even think to try. And once you understand this, it's going to change the way you see every relationship you've ever had. Men, they ain't as complicated as we make them out to be. A man will shout about football, argue about his favorite team, act like he don't care about much. But when it comes to love, intimacy, and connection, oh, he got a whole list in his head of things he wishes you'd try. He just ain't gonna tell you. Why? Because men like to play it cool. Men don't like to feel judged. And the number one thing a man don't want is to open his mouth and sound too vulnerable or too freaky and have you side-eyeing him. So he'll keep it locked up like a secret safe. But I'm about to unlock that safe today. I'm about to give you the 5 positions men secretly want, but women rarely try. Number 1, the position of leadership. Listen, I ain't even talking about the bedroom yet. I'm talking about life. Every man deep down wants to feel like his woman can take the wheel sometimes. Men are taught they gotta lead, provide, protect, and that's good. But secretly, a man wants to exhale too. He wants to know if he gets tired, if he gets weak, if he's unsure, his woman can step up, take the reins, and say, baby, I got this. That position of leadership, when you take charge of the situation, when you run the plan, when you handle the chaos, oh, that's attractive. That makes him love you in a deeper way because he feels safe leaning on you. Number 2, the position of appreciation. Now let me break this one down. Men, they act tough, but they are starving for appreciation. And the truth is, women are too, but a man won't say it. He won't walk up to you and say, could you just tell me I did good today? But secretly, he wants it. He wants that clap. He wants that pat on the back. He wants that look in your eyes that says, I see you. I value you. When a woman puts herself in that position of appreciation, not nagging, not criticizing, but lifting her man up, you watch how he transforms. You watch how he starts trying harder, because men will break their backs for a woman that makes them feel appreciated. Number 3, the position of playfulness. See, men love when you can laugh with them. And I don't just mean laughing at his corny jokes, even though he needs that too. I mean, when you bring out that silly, playful side of yourself. Men want a woman who can be fun, spontaneous, and goofy. You know why? Because the world is heavy. Bills are heavy, work is heavy, expectations are heavy. But when you put yourself in that playful position, cracking jokes, pulling him into little adventures, not taking everything so seriously, he feels young again, he feels alive. That's the secret desire. A woman who knows how to play with him like a best friend, not just act like a partner on duty. Number 4, the position of pursuit. Now this one right here, most women don't try because society taught y'all that the man is supposed to do all the chasing. And it's true, a man loves to hunt. But secretly, he wants to feel hunted too. He wants to feel like you desire him so much that you came after him. Whether it's in the little things, like sending him that bold message, or surprising him with something that shows you've been paying attention, men want to know they're worth chasing too. When you step into that position of pursuit, you flip the script and make him feel like the prize. And trust me, he won't forget it. Number 5, the position of vulnerability. Now, this one is the most powerful. Men got armor on all day, every day. They got to be strong at work, strong for family, strong for you. But secretly, they crave a woman who is soft enough to be vulnerable and who gives him the space to be vulnerable too. When you open up, when you cry in front of him, when you admit your fears, when you let your guard down, you teach him it's safe to do the same. And once you unlock that you've touched a place in him nobody else has, that's the position every man secretly desires but don't dare ask for. The position where he can finally put the armor down and just be a man with flaws, feelings, and faith that you won't run from it. So there it is, 5 positions men secretly want, but women rarely try. And notice, I never said one thing about something physical in the bedroom, because let's be real, if you master these positions outside the sheets, the bedroom will take care of itself. When I talk about the position of leadership, I don't mean just in the obvious sense that people always think about, where a man leads and a woman follows. I'm talking about something deeper, something men won't admit out loud because of pride, because of ego, because of the way society raised them, but something they secretly crave deep down inside. See, men are wired to be protectors, providers, the ones who make decisions, the ones who make sure the house is standing, the bills are paid, the family is safe, the kids are cared for, and all of that is good. It's natural. It's part of the design. But even the strongest man, even the toughest man, even the most confident man gets tired sometimes. Even the man who looks like he has it all together, who never shows weakness, has nights where he lays in bed staring at the ceiling wondering if he's doing enough, if he's strong enough, if he's gonna make it. And in those moments, you know what he secretly wants? He wants a woman who can step into that position of leadership, who can hold it down without making him feel small, who can take the wheel for a little while so he can breathe. He wants to know if he falls back for a second, his whole world won't collapse because his woman knows how to rise up and take charge. And let me tell you something, that kind of leadership doesn't mean bossing him around. It doesn't mean talking down to him. It doesn't mean making him feel like a little boy. It means stepping into your strength with grace. It means when the chaos hits, you don't panic, you organize, you guide, you create calm in the storm. Men admire that more than they'll ever say. Think about it. When a man sees his woman handle something with confidence, whether it's a problem at work, a family issue, or even just the day, today's stress of life, it does something to him. It makes him feel like he's not alone. It makes him see her not just as his partner, but as his teammate, his equal, someone who can take the weight when his shoulders are heavy. That's the position of leadership men crave because it gives them freedom, it gives them safety, it gives them the permission to just be human for a moment without carrying the world on their back every second. Now, a lot of women don't realize how powerful this is because many are told that letting a man lead is the only way to keep him happy. That stepping up might hurt his ego, but the truth is the right kind of man will never feel threatened by your strength. He'll feel blessed by it. Because when you show him you can handle it, when you make a decision, when you take responsibility, when you save the day without making it about yourself, he looks at you with a whole new level of respect. He might not say it, but inside he's saying, that's my woman, and I'd be lost without her. That's why leadership is not about dominance. It's about balance. It's about knowing when to let him lead and when to step up and lead yourself. And men secretly love that because it takes pressure off of them. It reminds them that they don't have to be superheroes all the time. They can be human beings too. And let's be honest, life throws things at us that one person can't carry alone. A man might act like he's invincible, but bills, sickness, job loss, family drama, all that will shake even the strongest. And in those seasons, if his woman can step into leadership, if she can say, I got us, I got you, that man will never forget it. He'll love her harder. He'll trust her deeper. He'll attach to her soul because she showed him something the world doesn't give him relief. Men don't get relief in this world. They got to grind. They got to fight. They got to prove themselves every single day. But when you show him you can lead when he needs you to, you become his peace. And there is nothing more valuable to a man than peace. So when I say leadership, I'm not saying replace him. I'm saying reinforce him. I'm saying be that anchor, be that steady hand, be that voice that says, baby, you can rest. I got the wheel today. And when you step into that, he feels stronger, not weaker. He feels loved, not less than. He feels chosen, not controlled. And that's the secret. That's the position men want, but won't ever ask for because they don't want to look weak. But when you give it anyway, when you take that position with love, you unlock a whole new level of intimacy, trust, and respect that no man will ever walk away from because he finally found the kind of woman who knows how to lead when it's needed and knows how to let him lead when he's able. When I talk about the position of appreciation, I'm talking about one of the deepest cravings inside every man's heart, the one he won't tell you, the one he'll keep buried because he doesn't want to sound soft, but it eats at him more than you know. A man can work all day, grind himself down, fight traffic, deal with bosses, carry stress on his shoulders, and at the end of the day, what he really wants more than anything else is to feel seen, to feel valued, to feel like what he's doing actually matters. And the crazy thing is, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take some big parade. It doesn't take money. It doesn't take gifts. It takes a moment of recognition. It takes a word, a look, a touch that tells him you noticed, you appreciate, you're grateful. That little moment fills his tank in a way nothing else can. Men act like they're made of steel, but really they're fueled by affirmation, by appreciation, by respect. But here's the problem. Most women don't realize how starved men are for this. Because women are used to men not showing emotion, not asking for reassurance, not needing compliments. But trust me, the need is there. The reason you don't see it is because men are taught from the time they're young boys that needing appreciation makes you needy, makes you weak, makes you less of a man. So they bury it. They never ask, but they hope. They hope the woman they're with notices their efforts, notices when they fix something, notices when they pay a bill, notices when they keep their word, notices when they show up for her. And when that appreciation doesn't come, he won't say it out loud, but inside he's drying up. Inside he's thinking, what's the point? Nobody sees me, nobody values me, and that's when a man starts pulling back. Not because he doesn't love, but because he feels invisible. Now on the flip side, when a man has a woman who knows how to step into that position of appreciation, you would not believe the transformation it brings out of him. A man will literally climb mountains for a woman who appreciates him. He will wake up earlier, grind harder, sacrifice more, because that woman makes him feel like a king. When you tell him, thank you for taking care of us, when you look him in the eyes and say, I don't take what you do for granted, when you rub his back and whisper, I'm proud of you, you just gave that man wings. And here's the secret: the more appreciated a man feels, the more he gives. The more valued he feels, the more he invests back into the relationship. Because men are transactional with their energy. They give where they feel it matters. And when you appreciate, he feels it matters. And let me tell you this, appreciation is not just words. It's also tone. It's also energy. It's also the way you react to him. Rolling your eyes when he tries, that kills him. Dismissing his effort because it wasn't perfect, that cuts him. Saying nothing at all when he did something just to please you, that makes him feel like he failed. But when you smile, when you light up, when you put your hand on his shoulder and say, baby, I noticed what you did, it makes all the difference. Because men need encouragement too. They may look like they don't, but they do. And when you're the one giving it, you're not just his partner, you're his cheerleader, his safe place, the one person in the world that fills his empty cup. And another thing, appreciation is not about only the big stuff, it's about the small stuff too. Sure, when he pays the rent or buys something nice, that deserves thanks, but the real secret is appreciating the small everyday things. The fact that he came home instead of staying out, the fact that he made you coffee, the fact that he fixed something in the house, the fact that he took time to listen. Men notice when women overlook those little things. And when a woman doesn't overlook them, when she actually points them out, that man feels 10 feet tall. He might act cool, he might shrug, but inside he's exploding with pride because all he ever wanted was to be noticed by the woman he loves. And don't get it twisted. Appreciation doesn't make a man lazy. It makes him hungrier. Some women think, if I give him too much praise, he'll stop trying. No, it's the opposite. The more appreciated he feels, the more he wants to do. Men thrive on results. When they see effort pays off, they give more. When they feel invisible, they shut down. It's that simple. So stepping into that position of appreciation is not just a nice gesture. It's a powerful move that shapes the entire dynamic of the relationship. It makes him step up higher. It makes him softer with you. It makes him loyal. It makes him committed because he's finally with a woman who sees him for more than what he does. She sees him for who he is, and she values it. When I talk about the position of playfulness, I'm talking about something men don't always know how to ask for, but deep down, they crave it more than they'll ever admit. Life is heavy. Responsibilities pile up. The pressure of being a man in this world is constant. And most of the time, he's walking around with a serious face, thinking about bills, work, expectations, obligations, and making sure he's holding it all together. What he secretly wants, what he rarely gets, is a woman who knows how to bring out that boyish side of him again, the side that doesn't always have to be strong, the side that can just laugh, the side that can just play. That position of playfulness is like a reset button for a man's soul. It brings him back to life in ways he can't even put into words see. When a man is young, he's silly, he jokes, he plays games with his friends, he doesn't care how he looks, he just lives in the moment. But as he grows up, the world starts telling him to toughen up, stop acting like a kid, Stop being goofy. Start taking everything seriously. And over time, he starts burying that playful part of himself. He starts acting like he doesn't need it. But the truth is, he misses it. He misses laughing so hard his stomach hurts. He misses being spontaneous. He misses that carefree energy. But he can't just bring it out by himself because he's conditioned to stay in control. That's where the woman he loves comes in, because when she steps into that position of playfulness, when she teases him, when she makes jokes, when she surprises him with something silly, she gives him permission to let that boy out again. And that's something he secretly wants more than almost anything else. Now, here's the thing. Playfulness isn't about being immature. It's about creating moments of lightness in a world that's too heavy. Men love a woman who can laugh at herself, who doesn't take everything so seriously, who can dance around the kitchen for no reason, who can make up silly inside jokes, who can turn the most boring day into something fun just because of her energy. That's what keeps him addicted to you, because you become not just his partner, but also his best friend, the one person he knows he can drop the armor with and just enjoy life. And don't underestimate how powerful this is, because while a man might be drawn to beauty, loyalty, intelligence, the thing that keeps him hooked forever is how you make him feel. And nothing makes him feel more alive than laughter, joy, and play. And let me break this down further. Playfulness also builds connection in ways nothing else can. When you laugh together, when you share goofy moments, when you prank each other, when you play games, you're building memories that last a lifetime. Years from now, he won't remember every serious conversation, but he'll remember the time you had a pillow fight in the living room, the time you got lost on purpose just to explore, the time you laughed so hard you cried. Those are the things that bond him to you, because they aren't just moments, they're feelings. And a man will chase those feelings for the rest of his life. Another layer to this is how playfulness eases tension. Every couple is going to argue. Every couple is going to face stress. But when a woman knows how to use humor, knows how to lighten the mood, knows how to break through the seriousness with a smile, it disarms him. It's hard for a man to stay angry when his woman knows how to turn the moment around with something playful. It's like hitting a reset switch on the argument, reminding both of you that you're on the same team, that love is bigger than the problem. And that's something men secretly hope for, because they don't want constant conflict. They don't want constant heaviness. They want a partner who knows how to keep the relationship fun even in tough times. And don't think this is only about big gestures. It's often the little playful things that mean the most. Sending him a funny text in the middle of the day, poking fun at his habits in a loving way, challenging him to a silly bet, dancing when his song comes on even if you're in public. Those little things stick in his mind, and men remember how you make them feel in those small, unexpected moments more than the big grand ones. That's why playfulness is such a powerful position, because it weaves joy into the everyday. And joy is what every man secretly wants, but rarely asks for. So understand this: being playful doesn't make him take you less seriously. It makes him take you more seriously, because you become irreplaceable. He can find beauty anywhere. He can find intelligence. He can find good conversation. But finding a woman who can laugh with him, who can play with him, who can turn his heavy world light again, that's rare. And when you step into that position, when you give him that side of you, he feels more alive with you, than he does with anyone else. And that's the kind of thing that keeps a man hooked for life. When I talk about the position of pursuit, I'm talking about flipping the script on something men are conditioned to believe since the day they were born. Men are told over and over again that they're supposed to be the hunters, the chasers, the ones who go after what they want. And that's true. A man loves the thrill of the chase. He loves feeling like he worked to get you. But deep down inside, where he won't admit it, he secretly wants to be pursued too. He wants to feel like he's worth the effort, like he's worth being chased, like the woman he's with doesn't just sit back waiting for him to prove himself, but actually shows him he's valuable enough to run after. And the reason so many women don't try this is because they're taught that if they pursue, they look desperate, they look thirsty, they look like they're lowering their worth. But that's not true when it's done with confidence and love. When you pursue your man in the right way, you're not lowering your value. You're raising his, and in return, he sees you as someone who understands him on a level most women never do. Men may not say it out loud, but they get tired of always having to prove themselves, always having to be the one initiating, always having to plan, always having to show desire first. It's exhausting to always be in pursuit mode because sometimes he wants to feel like the prize too. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a man's face light up because his woman did something unexpected just to show she wanted him? Maybe she planned the date. Maybe she sent him that bold text in the middle of the day. Maybe she bought him something thoughtful. Maybe she initiated affection first without waiting on him. That moment sticks with him because it's rare, and what's rare becomes unforgettable. That's the power of pursuit, and it's a position most women don't step into, but every man secretly wishes they would. And this is not just about romance, it's about energy. Men want to feel like they're chosen, not just accepted. They want to feel like you don't just tolerate their presence, but you desire it. When you pursue him, you send the message that he's not just the one doing the work. You're also invested. You're also excited. You're also willing to put in effort. That right there creates balance in the relationship, and men love balance even if they can't put it into words. Pursuit makes him feel alive because it awakens something in him that says, she's not with me just because I came after her. She's with me because she actually wants me. And when a man feels wanted like that, he becomes more loyal, more attentive, more driven to keep you happy because he doesn't feel like he's carrying the weight of desire alone now. Here's the key: pursuit doesn't have to be big. It's often the small things that mean the most. Leaving him a note that says you're thinking about him, planning a little surprise just because, initiating intimacy instead of waiting for him to make the first move, reaching for his hand in public before he reaches for yours. Those things go a long way. Men notice them. They replay them in their heads. They brag about them silently in their spirit because it makes them feel like somebody actually sees them as worth chasing. And let me tell you, when a man feels worth chasing, he gives more of himself because he's no longer running on empty, trying to prove he's enough. He's fueled by the fact that you made him feel like he's already more than enough. A lot of women think that pursuing a man makes them lose power, but it actually does the opposite. It gives you power because it creates a connection he doesn't get anywhere else. Most women wait for him to move. They never make him feel like he's being chased. And that leaves him secretly longing for that validation. When you step into that pursuit role, you stand out. You stick in his heart. You stick in his memory. He may not tell you, but he'll think about it every time. And the beauty of it is, you don't have to overdo it. You don't have to chase him like crazy. You just have to sprinkle pursuit into the relationship enough for him to know you want him as much as he wants you. And another thing about pursuit is that it builds confidence in your man. Men walk around with insecurities. They'll never say out loud. They wonder if they're good enough. They wonder if they're attractive enough. They wonder if you still desire them after the years go by. When you pursue him, you answer all those questions without him having to ask. You reassure him that he's still got it, that you still see him, that you still crave him. That kind of validation is priceless, and it bonds him to you in a way that's unshakable. Because every man is searching for that one woman who doesn't just sit back waiting to be chosen, but actively shows him he's worth, choosing every single day. When I talk about the position of vulnerability, I'm talking about something that scares men more than they will ever admit, but also something they secretly desire more than almost anything else. Men grow up learning to put on armor every single day. From the time they're boys, they're told to toughen up. Don't cry. Don't show weakness. Don't let anybody see you break. And as they grow older, that message only gets louder. Be strong, provide, protect, lead. Don't falter. Don't complain. Don't reveal too much. So by the time a man becomes grown, he's learned to walk around in full battle gear, never letting his guard down, never letting his feelings show, never allowing himself to look vulnerable. But here's the truth: that armor gets heavy, it weighs him down, it drains him, and deep down, he wishes he had a place where he could take it off. He wishes he had someone safe enough to show the raw, unpolished, messy side of himself without fear of being judged, mocked, or rejected. That's the position of vulnerability, and that's the position men crave but rarely get. Most women don't realize how badly men want this, because men will never come right out and ask for it. They're too scared that if they show you their soft side, you'll lose respect for them. You'll see them as weak. You'll treat them differently. So they stay quiet. They bottle it up. They carry pain in silence, and that silence eats at them. It's why so many men walk around looking strong on the outside, but broken on the inside, because they've never had permission to be vulnerable. But when a woman creates that space, when she steps into that position where she says with her actions, "It's safe here, you can take the mask off with me," that man attaches to her on a level that's hard to even describe, because you've given him something the whole world has denied him: a safe place to be human. And let me tell you, vulnerability is not one-sided, it's mutual. A man opens up when he sees you open up, when you're willing to admit your fears, when you cry in front of him without shame, when you say, "I don't have it all together either." You invite him to do the same. That's why the strongest couples are not the ones who pretend to have it perfect, but the ones who are real enough to be vulnerable together. Men crave that, even if they don't say it, because it allows them to stop performing, stop pretending, and just exist in truth. And when a man can exist in truth with you, that's when he bonds with you deeply. That's when he feels a love that goes beyond surface attraction, because you've touched his soul where nobody else has. Now, here's the thing. Creating that position of vulnerability isn't about fixing him. It's about listening. It's about being present. It's about resisting the urge to judge or criticize when he shows weakness. Sometimes it's as simple as sitting next to him in silence, letting him breathe, letting him release without feeling like he has to be perfect in that moment. Sometimes it's about encouraging him with gentle words, reminding him that he doesn't have to carry it all alone, that you've got his back, that he's safe with you. That kind of environment is rare, and because it's rare, it's powerful. Men may have friends, brothers, coworkers, but even with them, they wear the mask. The only person they want to take it off for is the woman they love, but only if she makes it safe. And don't get it twisted, vulnerability doesn't make him less of a man. It makes him more of a man in your eyes. When he lets you see his wounds, his fears, his insecurities. It's not weakness, it's trust. He's saying, I trust you enough to show you the parts of me that I hide from the world. That's not weakness, that's courage. And when you honor that trust, when you don't use it against him, when you don't belittle him for it, he will never forget it. It becomes the glue that holds the relationship together because he knows he can't find that kind of acceptance just anywhere. He knows most of the world is going to expect him to be tough all the time, but you allow him to just be himself. That's priceless. And another part of this is how vulnerability deepens intimacy. When a man can open up emotionally, the physical side of the relationship gets stronger too, because intimacy is not just about bodies, it's about souls. When he feels safe enough to be naked emotionally, being naked physically takes on a whole new depth. That's why men who experience true vulnerability with a woman don't want to let her go, because she's not just his lover, she's his sanctuary, his safe place, his peace. That's what he's craving, even if he doesn't have the words for it. So understand, stepping into the position of vulnerability is not about making him weak. It's about making the relationship strong. It's about building trust. It's about building depth. It's about creating a bond that can't be shaken, because when a man feels like he can finally take the armor off with you, he'll never want to put it back on when he's around you. That's the secret place every man wants to reach, but will never say out loud. And when you create it, you hold a part of him nobody else can touch. When I talk about the position of loyalty, I'm talking about something every man secretly craves at the deepest part of his being, something he might not put into words, but something he measures every day in silence. Men may act tough, they may walk around like nothing shakes them, but when it comes to choosing a partner, when it comes to giving their heart, when it comes to trusting a woman with their future, loyalty is the thing they want more than anything else. See, men live in a world where they are constantly questioned, constantly tested, constantly dealing with people who switch up, people who use them, people who show up when things are good and disappear, when things get hard. And because of that, a man is always wondering deep down, is the woman by his side really there for him? Or is she only there for what he provides, for what he can give, for the good times? That's why loyalty is such a secret desire, because a man doesn't just want love. He wants a love he can count on, a love that won't vanish when storms hit. Loyalty for a man isn't just about not cheating. It's about presence. It's about consistency. It's about showing him through actions that you are there no matter what. Men are wired to be protectors, but even protectors need protection. Even providers need someone who covers them. And that's what loyalty feels like to a man. it feels like coverage. It feels like home. It feels like a place he doesn't have to worry about betrayal. When he knows his woman is loyal, it gives him confidence to face the world. When he doubts her loyalty, it makes him restless. It makes him guarded. It makes him hold back parts of himself, because men will only give their all to someone they believe won't break them when they're most vulnerable. That's why loyalty isn't just a nice quality. It's the foundation of how much of himself he's willing to invest. And let's be real, loyalty shows up in the smallest moments. It's when you defend him in a room where he's not present. It's when you stand beside him even when others criticize him. It's when you remind him of his worth, when he's doubting himself. Men notice that. They may not say much, but they're watching. They're seeing if you're with them when the money is low, when the stress is high, when the future feels uncertain. That's when loyalty speaks the loudest, because anybody can be loyal when things are easy, but true loyalty shows when things are hard. And that's what men secretly long for: a woman who won't flinch, a woman who won't run, a woman who stays steady through the ups and downs. The funny thing is, men don't always test loyalty directly, but they pay attention in silence. He may not ask you outright, but he'll notice if you ride with him when life isn't glamorous. He'll notice if you still treat him with respect when he's struggling. He'll notice if you stick around when he's not at his best. Those are the moments that tell him if you're truly loyal. And when he sees that loyalty in action, he doesn't forget it. It etches into his heart and it bonds him to you, because he realizes he's found something rare, something he can't afford to lose. Loyalty also gives a man peace, and peace is priceless to him. Men carry so many battles on their shoulders, and the one thing they don't want is to come home and feel like they're fighting battles in their own relationship. When he knows his woman is loyal, it takes a weight off his chest. It lets him exhale. It allows him to recharge. But when loyalty is in question, he's always on edge, always guarding, always calculating. That's why men value it so highly, because loyalty doesn't just make him feel secure in you, it makes him stronger in himself. He can face the world with more confidence when he knows he has a woman who will never switch up on him. And don't get it twisted, loyalty goes both ways. A loyal man will give everything to a loyal woman, because once he sees she's not just in it for the good times, but for the long haul, he locks in. That's when he stops looking around, stops wondering, stops doubting, because he's found the one thing that every man dreams about, but rarely admits: a ride or die. That phrase gets thrown around a lot, but to a man, it means everything. It means when the storms hit, when life tests him, when things don't look pretty, he knows she's still there. She's still rooting for him. She's still holding his hand. That kind of loyalty is what makes a man build empires, because he knows he's not building alone. So understand this: loyalty is not about perfection. It's not about agreeing on everything. It's about commitment. It's about being solid. It's about being there. And that position of loyalty is the one every man secretly hopes for, because once he knows he has it, he will give you everything. He will protect you with his life. He will honor you with his soul, because you gave him something no amount of money or success can ever buy: certainty that you are his and he is yours no matter what